So King of the Table 12 is on September 28th, and here are the super matches that have been confirmed so far. Kamil Jablonski versus Georgy Dzeranov, Sergey Kalinichenko versus Georgy Svetkov, Auden Larrett versus Ji Young Ha, also known as the Korean Hulk, John Brezink versus Nugzari Shikadze, Devon Larrett versus Leonidas Arcona in the main event left arm super match. But I'm getting one news update from the Reddit group which has not been confirmed yet by King of the Table, but since it is from the arm wrestling group where Georgy Dzeranov is a part of, so maybe this information is legit and King of the Table will also announce it soon. But just for reference, just for knowledge, it has not been confirmed yet. And the news is that the Kamil Jablonski versus Georgy Dzeranov super match has been postponed now for reasons which are unknown to us. And the replacement match which is being offered to us fans is probably as good as this one. And it is between Vitaly Laletin, who's making a comeback at King of the Table, and Georgy Dzeranov himself. Now personally, I'm not a huge fan of this match. I'm not sure if it is left arm or right arm, but the reason why I'm not a big fan of this is because either arm I don't see Georgy Dzeranov having much chances against Vitaly Laletin. Vitaly is nearly unhookable, and that's Georgy Dzeranov's only move on both left and right arm. And that's why I don't see him having any chance against the Russian monster. I know Devon kind of hyped Georgy Dzeranov up really good when he said that he's going to beat all of these top guys, including Hermes Gasparini. But I don't think many fans are buying this argument yet, not until they see such kind of performances on the table from Georgy, which we have not really seen yet. Yes, he dominantly defeated Revaz, but that was only one highlight of the true potential which Georgy may really have. So he needs to show us more. So as I just mentioned, the reason why Kamil is out of this match is not known to us yet. Maybe hopefully soon it will be known to us. But Kamil was seen criticizing the referees and also Michael Todd's non-straightening arm after his loss at East vs West, and he's getting a lot of heat from the fans, probably the most heat and hate that he has ever received in his entire life. Kamil believes that he truly got the pin against Michael in the first round, and this is what he said. "Thanks to me, I think that I won and that the referee is blind and can't see what my opponent is doing. So here is the result." Then he was talking about Michael Todd's non-straightening arm too, which he knew very well before the match. So people are still, this time I wouldn't say completely unreasonably hating on Kamil, but still I would say we need more of the people who are not afraid to put their opinions on the internet. We don't need all of those politically correct guys. Yes, there is a respectable spot for those guys too, but everyone cannot be like that. And it's not important if you cannot be right every single time when you're making an argument for yourself. So I do not hate or dislike Kamil at all for these comments. At least he's expressing his opinion. This is anyways good for arm wrestling. He felt that he was cheated and he let the fans know about it. Now it's up to us fans, maybe the referees and maybe the organizers to decide whether Kamil has some real genuine points or not. And then he will receive the reaction accordingly, which he is doing right now, but still I would say it is a little bit over the top. In the recent King of the Table podcast, Georgy Svetkov talked about his leg injury and he mentioned that it was almost life-threatening for him. It's kind of strange that he didn't even completely break his leg. It was kind of a sprain, it got worse and the skin was almost falling off his leg. That's how bad it was. But now the doctors have cleared him only to walk. But to be honest, that's not a bad thing because that's all arm wrestlers do anyways. Nobody I have seen running to get any kind of endurance or stamina. Fortunately, all of the endurance training for arm wrestling for most of the elite guys is only on the table. So nothing Georgy will be missing from now on. Don Idris asked him if he can put his leg against the table like arm wrestlers like to do, and he said that yes, there is no problem in doing that. But according to Georgy's style, he doesn't even need to do that. I'm not sure if he has ever put his leg against the table trying to push with side pressure. Because he's purely a top roller, he mostly falls with his body weight, which is the traditional style of top rolling. It doesn't require to push against the leg of the table. And since we were just discussing Kamil blaming the referees for a bad call, Let's talk about this bad call made by the referee at the recent WAF Worlds tournament in the Grandmaster's left arm 80 kilos class. So clearly this guy was in a beautiful open arm top roll or king's move, whatever you want to call it. His shoulder was not even close to going below the table in a defensive position. Yes, he was on the defensive side, on the losing side, but his shoulder was way above, and there could only be two reasons why the referee made this mistake. Number one is that he genuinely dislikes the move. He gets hurt when he sees these kind of open top rolls. And number two, which is the most likely reason, is he was letting his subconscious mind do the reffing. Like when we drive for a few minutes, we are conscious, we know what we are doing, but then suddenly after 25 minutes we realize that we were driving and we never even knew, we were thinking about something else. So the subconscious mind takes over. And there is absolutely no way that for the entire day while you are reffing, you can have that conscious mind focusing on that match. At some point, it is quite natural that your thought process, your mindset, your focus can kind of get drifted away from the match. If that was the situation, then the referee should have listened. If the athlete was saying, or if the athlete was protesting, then the ego should be taken aside from the match, which most referees struggle to do. Because if they accept the mistake, then they would have to accept that yes, they were wrong, which not many referees like to do. So there is nothing wrong, no problem with the referee making this mistake, but he should have listened to the athlete when he was telling him that my shoulder was above the table, and you should probably look at the footage. I don't think even a protest should be required there. You can just look at the confidence in the athlete's eyes and you know that you have messed up. And I'm really grateful that after years of effort and taking abuse myself, the arm wrestling community has finally started calling out the referees for their bad calls. I'm not taking full credit for this, but at least I think 1% of credit for this change in behavior in the community, in the fans, goes to me. And this can solve all of the problems. Usually in the professional leagues, the referees are kind of directed by the organizers who want loose rules, which kind of messes up the event. But then the referees are the ones who have to take the blame. Thanks for watching, like the video and subscribe.